Hi Stitchers, I'm going to have to make this quick, but I wanted to get it in to the September tag that Shellstitch 67 has going around right now. I'm going to try to remember all the questions. I know the first one is your favorite DMC floss color. Right now, and actually probably most of the time, it's some form of pink. I don't know if this is showing. It's really not showing how it looks. It's really kind of a bright, vibrant pink that I love, and pink is my favorite color. And just to prove that point, here's my phone, my iPhone, pink. My Kindle, pink. My purse, pink, and they're all pretty hot pink. I don't know if it shows up very well on here, but I just love pink. I have a lot of pink clothes, jackets, sweaters that I wear. Not sweaters, sweatshirts and t-shirts and stuff. So this is it. Oh, I don't think I told you the number, so you can look it up if you have it. It's 3805. 3805. Wow, it's just not showing the hot bubblegum pink. That's what I love, bubblegum pink. Okay, so let's see. Next question: do I do winter stitching? And if so, have I started yet? I do some winter stitching. I'm a pretty seasonal stitcher, so I like to stitch whatever the season is, my favorite season being fall. So I do fall pretty much. I like to do fall kind of starting in July all the way up till I'm pretty tired of it around Thanksgiving. So my winter stitching projects I'll pull out. I think I'm working on a Santa. I haven't done a whips video yet, which I promise I'm going to be doing one of those soon. And I did a snowman. I do like to stitch snowmen and Christmas ornaments. So I don't know, roughly from Thanksgiving to January, February, I like to do winter stitching with those themes, and then I really want to get right into spring and start stitching flowers and you know, that all springy kind of stuff. And then I pretty much want to do fall and Halloween pretty quickly after that because that's my favorite. So, okay, next question, do I read? Not really. I'm not much of a reader. I know, kind of weird. Seems like all you cross stitchers like to read too. If I read, I'm really going to look into some audiobooks because I think I just don't want to take time away from cross stitching to do reading. And I just have never been much of a fan because I can't ever find the kind of books I like to read. So I really have not read that many books. I remember when, you know, if I hear a lot of people are reading some books, I'll grab them. Like I think the last time when the whole the vampire books, Twilight, all of those came out, I started reading those, and I got really burned out on by the time I was toward the end of the last book, and then I didn't read anything for a while. On my Kindle, will search, I'll read a lot of samples or download some books, but nothing ever just holds me. I just don't know what kind of book I really enjoy. One day I was searching through looking for a book to read, and I came across one called The Goldfinch. Well, you know, from if you've seen my other video that I love birds, and I'm like, oh, that might be a good book. So I completely judged it by the cover and the name, The Goldfinch. And I read it, and it was a really good book. I liked that. So I thought, wow, I'm back in my losing the word right now, reading mode. So I searched for some other books and downloaded a few and started them, and they just didn't hold my interest. So I think that classifies me as not much of a reader, but I will read a good book if it comes my way and is highly recommended by a lot of people. I think that were the 3 questions. 3 random facts. Okay, this one's kind of funny. I had to think about this for a while because I didn't really have anything too random. I'm kind of an average individual. But when I was in high school, my best friend and I, we learned a language called Goose Latin. Now, a lot of you have probably heard of Pig Latin, Ig, Pe, Atten, Lay, and I never really learned that one. But her and I, somewhere along the line, somebody taught us how to speak Goose Latin. So her and I became very fluent at it, and everybody always thought and got a kick out of it. And I hadn't done it for years, and then just every once in a while, my boys want to hear me talk Goose Latin. So I'm sure you're all dying to hear me say something, so I'll say Ilafai Lelafav, Kralafa Stilafachinlafing. and I just said I love cross-stitching. So if you want to hear that again, Ilafai lullafav, kralafa stilipachilifink. And so it stretches the words way out, and it's really long and time-consuming to say just an average sentence. But anyway, it's fun. It's fun to pull that out at parties. Anyway, another random fact. Oh, I had these down. Oh, I once had a brush with fame back in, I guess it was probably 1985. I was at a concert. It was one of those all-day concerts where you have a whole bunch of bands all day, and then the last final band was Van Halen. And during the day, we had come across, in this big crowd of people, a whole bunch of, we came across some friends that I went to high school with, and they're like, oh, you got to come by. We have a hotel room right next to Eddie Van Halen, and maybe if you come by after the concert, you might get to meet him. So we thought, okay, yeah, whatever, you know. We'll see. So anyway, we kind of blew it off, and then at the end of the concert, there was a whole bunch of traffic getting out of the city that we had the concert at, and we thought, you know what? The hotel was within walking distance of the stadium. We thought, you know, let's just go over and see. You know, maybe we might have a chance to meet Eddie Van Halen. We highly doubt it. So we went, and we got the room number to these friends, and we went in, and they're like, yeah, we partied with them all the night before, and you know, maybe you'll get a chance to meet them. And there was like nobody there was not a crowd at this hotel. There just wasn't a lot to really be that noticeable about it, so to indicate that there was somebody famous staying there. So anyway, we came in and we went and sat out on the back patio, and it was kind of like the hotel had a patio, and then like these little patios, or like a deck, and they were all kind of extended and connected to the rooms next to them. And we're just sitting out there just chatting, and the sliding glass door on the deck right next to ours opened up, and sure enough, Eddie Van Halen walked out on his deck with a cigarette, and he was just wearing a towel around his waist like he had just taken a shower after the concert. So my friend and I, of course, our mouths just dropped to the floor, and we pretty much, the only words I managed to get out were, get the camera and get a picture. Nobody's ever going to believe that we met Eddie Van Halen. And I had one picture left on my camera, and at the time we didn't have digital cameras then, it was film cameras, and I was just hoping this has got to turn out or nobody will believe that we met Eddie Van Halen. So I did pose for a picture with him, my friend and I, and then he was out there long enough to smoke a cigarette, didn't really say too much to us, and then when he went back in his house, into his hotel room, he reached out kind of behind the sliding glass door curtain and threw us the towel that he was wearing. So my friend and I then proceeded to have a tug-of-war fight over that, and we ended up cutting it in half, and we each got half of that towel, which I no longer have. But being a teenager at the time and being as famous as Eddie Van Halen was at the time, it was, well, you can see 30 years later I'm still talking about it. It was pretty cool. So I'll post the picture because I was going to have it and show it to you, but I'll post it at the end here of the video. I'll take a picture of it and show you what that looks like. What was my other random fact? Oh gosh. I'm completely drawing a blank right now because I'm in a hurry. Let me pause this and let's see. Okay, I'm gonna pause this so while I think about what it was. Oh yeah, I remember what it was. I started last week learning, I should say my whole family and I, we decided to start learning how to play the electric guitar. So yeah, I don't know how to play any instrument. I've never really had any formal musical training in the past. I grew up with a piano in our house, but I never really learned how to do much more than tinker with some songs. Mary Had a Little Lamb, some, you know, tinkering some Christmas carols. I think I tried to learn the theme from Ice Castles once. Yeah, anybody remember that movie? Way back. Anyway, so I don't really know how to play a piano, but I homeschool my two boys. They're in 4th and 6th grade, and we bought we have a couple of keyboards. My husband has bought a couple of keyboards in the past because we all wanted to learn how to play the piano, and my husband and I have tried several times to teach ourselves how to play piano. I just never have really had any formal training, and I still really want to learn how to play the piano. But he decided that it would be fun to get an electric guitar and have the boys learn that too. So we bought some software, and we are kind of teaching ourselves how to play the guitar. So I strummed my first few notes on the electric guitar this week, and I would really like to be able to learn how to play that someday. I don't really know why, just because it would be fun. So anyway, so that will be, I'll post the picture of Eddie Van Halen and my friend and and that's it. I think I got it all. And I'll be back, I promise, soon with my whips and my stash. I may do those both at the same video because I don't have a huge amount of that. But okay, that's it. I gotta go bring my boys to hockey lesson right now. So bye.